and you let yourself experience it and be in that moment. And I think that's the beauty of whiskey is the moment. Hey guys, thank you for being here with me today. My name is Wade and you are with me on McIntyre's Malts. Today we are going to do an all new virgin tasting. So for those of you that haven't seen this playlist on my channel, these are the whiskeys that I have never tried before. So I like to do this on camera, show you what I'm experiencing, give you a real sense of my first impression of a whiskey. Do I like it? Do I hate it? What tastes and smells do I detect? And experience it together. So that's the intent of this one. And today I wanted to do one that really appealed to me and was a little bit difficult to find at first. And that whiskey today is the Distiller's edition of the Talisker. So very excited by this. If this is anything like the difference between the Lagavulin 16 and the Lagavulin Distiller's edition, hopefully I'm in for a treat. It doesn't say on the label itself, but down the bottom you can see it says distilled in 2011, bottled in 2021. So very much it's a 10-year-old. It's the Talisker 10. It is double matured. The second maturation is in the Amoroso cask wood for a richer and rounder flavor. So if you haven't watched my Talisker 10 review and tasting video, I'll put the link in this video so you can watch that as well. Now, like the Talisker 10, the Distiller's edition also comes in at 45.8 ABV. The Distiller's edition sits in the range of 130 to 140 Australian dollars. So let's open it up. It's nothing like opening a new bottle of whiskey, right? That almost so much of the joy comes from the waiting. Right, whiskey is a game of waiting, right? When we mature the whiskey and it sleeps in those oak barrels for sometimes, half a century, a quarter of a century. It's a process that gets better with time. And I think the way I like to appreciate whiskey is no different. I'll often buy a bottle and it'll sit on my shelf for a year before I even pick it up and open it. And I just look at it and anticipate what the flavor is going to be when I finally get to experience it, right? So let's dive in. Okay. It looks nice on the bottle, but the glass has it's colored glass, so it's a bit hard to see what the actual color of the Distiller's edition is. And given that it's Talisker, it's chill filtered and colored, so let's see what color it is when it comes into the glass. Okay, very similar to the standard Talisker color. Okay, let's begin with the nosing. Subdued, but that may well be because I've literally just opened the bottle. The smokiness is there. The smells of the sea. A little bite. Not as peppery at first as the 10. Little bits of the wood coming through now. Let's try on the palate. Oh, yeah. Okay. A lot going on. This is really lovely. Oiliness. You're getting the smoke and the dance between the pepper and the smokiness, and then it kicks in that sweetness, but it's intensified and amplified from the Amoroso cask. Then the saltiness, elements of toffee. There's a lot. This is really, really cool, right? To experience the waiting game, the anticipation, and then when you take that first sip and you let the whiskey just dance and open up and unfold across your palate, and you let yourself experience it and be in that moment. And I think that's the beauty of whiskey is the moment. And this provides a beautiful moment. This is a lovely whiskey. I think my anticipation was met, right? This is really cool. I like it a lot. It's very much Talisker, but not as much kick and oomph with that bitey. For me, on the Talisker 10, it's a lot of white pepper. There's very much that spiciness, right? On this one, it's there, but there's all these other beautiful elements that attract your attention and your intrigue and wonder as to what's coming next, right? It just keeps transitioning. Now, as I experience the finish on my palate, much more woody. There's still the oiliness. I can feel the rest of the flavors have subdued and diminished now, and I'm just left with the oaky and remnants of that memory of what that experience was. Okay, let's try now again on the nose and see if any other flavors have started to unfold and open up in the glass. Very much again, that classic Talisker, just turn down the dial on the pepper. I don't know if it's the contrast between the pepper, maybe it's in there, and the Amoroso, that sweeter influence is vying for attention, dancing between the two, the balancing act, right? Where on the 10 you've got the pepper that comes out as prominent. On this, the pepper isn't, because there's a couple of extra elements that are in the glass. So I'm going to add a drop of water to the Talisker Distiller's Edition now and just see how it impacts the whiskey. Two little drops. Give that a little moment to do its magic. Now let's see if any different aromas have unfolded now that we've added some water into the Talisker Distiller's Edition. Amplified. Elements of that sweetness, like the decadence of the honey coming through. Burnt brown sugar. The toffee notes, right? Definitely burnt brown sugar. The smokiness is there. There's the little pepper. Slight ashiness. The mahogany. Lovely. Okay, let's try on the palate now with that little drop or two of water and see how it impacts the flavor. It's very similar to the Talisker 10 in that on the second sip, it's not as intense. It's sort of everything mellows out and finds its place where it belongs, and sort of all the elements drop down a notch together. Much more of this rich sweetness, almost like sticky honey on my tongue. The peppery bite comes through at the end. You're getting those orange notes. You're getting the salty. It's very much, the way I would describe it is very much Talisker, those strong and prominent, great Talisker flavors, but add in a rich and dense sweetness that comes from the Amoroso. It's perfectly complements all the other elements that make Talisker the great whiskey that it is. Absolutely lovely. A great whiskey, and I look forward to the next one with you guys. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the new videos that I release. And until then, enjoy your whiskey responsibly. Thanks, guys.